Good morning, students. Let us welcome to our session. In the previous session, we have seen about basics of a Boolean algebra, how to add binary numbers and how to subtract binary numbers, right? And also we have seen Boolean functions, sum of products and product of sums. And also we have seen how to convert the given Boolean function into standard form of SOP and POS, and also we have seen how to prepare the truth table from the Boolean function and how to prepare the Boolean function from the truth tables. And we have studied logic gates, all these things. So let us move to the next topic, combinational circuits. Right? First of all, what is meant by combinational logic circuit? In the introduction class already I have told you the digital system is divided into two parts. One is combinational logic, sequential logic, right? Digital circuits are designed by using combinational circuits or sequential logic circuits. So in case of combinational logic circuits, in this the output of the circuit or system depends only on the applied inputs, right? The example for this is, if it is a combination logic circuit, if it has inputs, right, it can have outputs P, Q. These outputs depends only on the applied inputs, right? So this type of circuit is called as combination logic circuit. Whereas in case of sequential logic circuit, the output of the circuit depends on applied inputs as well as past outputs, right? In order to store the past outputs required a storage element. So this is sequential logic circuit. So the example of the sequential logic circuit is this one. It requires a storage element in order to store the past outputs. This is the storage element, right? So this is combinational logic circuit and storage element gives sequential logic circuit. Inputs V, X, Y. Outputs A, B, C are inputs. So in case of combination logic circuits, the output of the circuit depends only on the applied inputs. In case of sequential logic circuit, the output of the circuit depends on the applied inputs as well as the past outputs. Whatever may be the past outputs it has, it depends on the applied inputs as well as the past outputs. So in order to store the past output, we require a storage element, right? combinational logic circuit plus storage element gives sequential logic circuit. Is this clear? These are the differences between combinational logic circuit and sequential logic circuits. So when we are talking about combinational logic circuit, we have examples as adders, multiplexers, decoders, encoders, comparators, etc. In case of sequential logic circuit, examples are flip-flops, latches and flip-flops, registers, counters, etc. Right? So let us see the design of combination logic circuits. So in the design procedure, whenever you are designing something, you have to follow steps, right? What are the steps? Steps are nothing but if you want to design an application, so how you are going to define the inputs and what are the outputs it has, and based on the inputs, how many possible combinations it will contain, and we have to prepare the truth table, and afterwards we have to minimize the Boolean functions. We have to obtain the Boolean functions from the truth table, and we have to minimize the Boolean functions, right? So all these things are the steps. So let us see design procedure. First step, define or definition of application. Second step, logic diagram. Third step, truth table. Fourth step, obtain minimal expressions. Next, fifth step, draw the logic circuit and verify. Right? Let us see the first step. So suppose example, I will take adder. I want to design an adder. So what the adder has, it has inputs. How many inputs? There are different types of adders like half adder, full adder and 4-bit parallel adder, all these things. So based on this, you will define the inputs and you will designate the inputs. If there are two inputs, the two inputs are designated as A and B. If there are if you take any adder, there are two common outputs. They are sum and carry. Whenever you are adding two numbers, either binary or decimal, whatever it may be, the result contains two outputs. They are sum and carry, right? And you have to designate these outputs. So first step defines the application, definition of application. What we are going to design, we have to define in detail, like how many inputs it has, how many outputs it has, how the inputs are designated, how the outputs are designated. Based on the number of inputs, what are the possible combinations can be represented, right? All these things come under definition of application. Next, second one, whatever the design we have defined in the application, for that application, we have to show the block diagram representation, right? That is nothing but logic diagram. The application we are representing in the form of block diagram. that is called as logic diagram. Next, truth table. So already you have defined the application. Based on the application defined, based on the number of inputs and outputs, you will prepare the truth table based on the functioning of the adder, right? After preparing the truth table, by looking at the outputs, we have to obtain the minimal expressions. After obtaining the minimal expressions, we have to draw the design, that is logic circuit. After designing the logic circuit, we have to verify whether our design is correct or not, right? So all these are the steps of combination logic circuits. Let us see the first design of combination logic circuits, that is adders. So what is the definition of adder? Adder is a circuit which adds the given numbers and produces output sum and carry. So if you take any adder circuit, either decimal adder or BCD adder or binary adder, it has some inputs. When you are trying to add those inputs, there will be outputs, common outputs. They are sum and carry. So while doing addition, the result contains two outputs, that is sum and carry, right? So in digital systems like computers, we have arithmetic and logic circuit. So it performs all the arithmetic and logical operations. So whenever we are talking about arithmetic operations, the best example for arithmetic operation is addition and subtraction. Even though we have different arithmetic operations, as we are discussing about adders, let us see about adders. So adder circuit is designed inside the ALU. ALU contains adder circuit, right? So it performs the addition of the given numbers. So we are going to design that adder. So before designing that adder, we have to see what are the basic adders we have. By using these basic adders, how we are going to design typical adders, right? And also in computers, we know subtraction is carried out using 2's complement method. Using 2's complement method, subtraction is nothing but addition. As we have also seen the operation of 2's complement arithmetic, right? There is no need to talk much about this. So the same adder circuit itself is used for addition as well as subtraction, right? So let us talk about the binary adders here. Binary adders. So in binary adders, the inputs we will give as binary numbers like zeros and ones, and the outputs we will get as zeros and ones in the form of sum and carry, right? As there are two outputs in the result, sum and carry. So already we have seen binary addition. What are the rules we have in binary addition? When we are adding two numbers, right, there are four possible combinations: 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. When you are adding 1, 1, the decimal value is 2, but the binary value is 1, 0 for decimal 2, right? All these rules we have to remember. So let us start. First basic adder, half adder. Half adder. So half adder is a combinational logic circuit. Combinational logic circuit which adds two single bit binary numbers. Two single bit binary numbers. So first, this is the first step, definition, right? It has two inputs designated as the function of this adder is it adds only two single bit binary numbers, so there are two inputs, they are designated as A and B, comma, and two outputs designated as sum and carry, S and C. S stands for sum, C stands for carry in short form, right? So as there are two inputs, there will be how many possible combinations? There will be 2 power 2 is equal to 4 possible combinations. They are, what are the possible combinations? 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1, right? So this is the definition. You have to define the application like this. After this, after defining the application, second step is logic diagram. Logic diagram is nothing but whatever the application you have defined, you have to represent the same in the form of block diagram. So this is logic diagram. Half adder, the inputs are A and B, the outputs are S, C, right? This is figure, you have to write everything in detail. Logic diagram of half adder, logic diagram of half adder. So the whatever the application we have defined, we are representing the same thing in the form of a block diagram. So half adder contains two inputs and two outputs. Two inputs are designated as A and B. Two outputs are designated as S and sum and carry. So third step, what is the third step? We have truth table. So based on two inputs, how many possible combinations we have? First of all, I will take two inputs. So these are inputs and outputs. Outputs we have S and C, sum and carry. So this is the truth table. So I will write the possible combinations: 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. The decimal value of this is 1. The decimal value of this is 2. The decimal value of this is, this is 0 1 2 3, right? 2 power 0, 2 power 1. This will be 0 1 2 3. So when you are adding 0 plus 0, the sum will be 0 and there is no carry, right? Sum is 0, carry is 0. When you are adding 0 plus 1, sum will be 1, carry will be 0, right? When you are adding 1 plus 0, sum will be 1, carry will be 0. When you are adding 1 1, sum will be 0, carry will be 1. Let us see how. So 1 plus 1 gives us decimal value 2. So in case of binary, as you got the decimal value is 2, if you divide this 2 with 2 in order to convert this decimal number into binary. 2 ones 2, remainder is 0. So what is the answer you got? 1 0. So 2 base 10 is equal to 1 0 base 2, right? So this is sum bit, this is carry bit. So I have written sum 0, carry 1, right? This is the truth table. Truth table of adder. Next, this is the third step. What about the fourth step? Obtain the minimal expressions. How you are going to obtain the minimal expression from the truth table? You write the expression for the outputs. S is equal to sum, I am writing SOP expression, summation of minterms. So wherever there are ones in the output column, you have to write that corresponding minterm. So this is 1, this is 2. 1 comma 2. Carry is equal to summation of minterms. Only we have 1 here, 3. So what is the expression for sum? S is equal to X, write the full minterm of 1 in the form of alphabets, variables. A bar B plus A B bar. As sum is equal to summation of minterms 1 comma 2, I am writing these minterms in an expanded form, A bar B, A B bar. So this is equal to A XOR B. If you look at the output logic expression of XOR gate, this is the expression. So instead of writing like this, simply you can write like this, A XOR B. For unequal inputs, the output will be 1. For equal inputs, the output will be 0. XOR gate is also called as inequality detector. So this is the expression for sum. Let us see the expression for carry. Carry is equal to 3 AB, A dot B. So if you look at the output logic expression of AND gate, Y is equal to AB you have. So here, there we have Y is equal to AB. Here we have taken C, carry. Carry is equal to A dot B, AND gate. So this is the fourth step. Now fifth step, draw the logic circuit. So whenever you are drawing the logic circuit, so based on the obtained minimal expressions, you have to draw the logic circuit. So the drawing of logic circuit is very easy. First of all, you have to look at the expression. Suppose, example, I will draw the logic circuit for this expression. So I am looking at the expression. The expression contains two minterms, nothing but these are AND gates. Here you have dot, right? These two are the AND gates. So we have to take two AND gates. See, first of all, write the variables. How many variables you have? Two variables and their complements. A, B. This will be A bar, this will be B bar. This is a simple way of drawing the logic circuit. So I have taken two inputs and their complements, and here I have two product terms. I will take two AND gates. This is first AND gate, second AND gate. First AND gate contains the inputs A bar dot B, A bar B. So I will connect A bar B, I will connect B. You highlight like this. The meaning of this is a connection is established for this variable B and this for this variable A bar, right? Next, I will come to the next AND gate, A dot B bar. I have A, I will connect A, B bar. This is B bar. So I will mark the connection, A bar B, right? And these two AND gates are inputs to which gate? OR gate, right? you have again OR gate. So I will connect these two outputs as input to OR gate. So this will be A bar, B, A, B bar. A bar, B, you know the function of AND gate. It gives the Boolean multiplication as the output of two variables. So that is product. It multiplies these two variables, right? A bar dot B, this is A, B bar. So these two are the inputs to OR gate. So what is output? S. S is equal to, these two are added now. A bar B plus A B bar. You got this expression, right? This expression we are representing in the form of circuit, logic circuit. This is your logic circuit. This is your design. By looking at the circuit, you have to verify whether your answer is correct or not. Let us come to verification. You can choose any combination from the truth table. You apply that combination at the inputs and verify the outputs. Suppose let us take third one. I have taken 1, 1. A is 1, B is 1. What will be A bar? 0. B bar? 0. So 0 is connected here. 0 dot 1 will be 0. Here we have connected 1. We have connected 1 and we have connected 0. 1 dot 0 will be 0. Next 0, 0, sum 0. What about the carry part? Look at the carry part. Carry is equal to A dot B. Simply you can take AND gate because it is a product term. You can connect A here, you can connect B here, right? This is C is equal to A dot B. Now what is the variable connected to this? A is 1. Here B is 1. 1 dot 1 is 1. What is the sum you got? 0. What is the carry you got? 1. Sum 0, carry 1. This is the verification, right? So you can also draw the logic circuit for this expression. S is equal to A XOR B you have, right? I will write here. S is equal to A XOR B, C is equal to A dot B. Simply I will take exclusive OR gate. A, B, S is equal to A XOR B, and simply I will take AND gate. A is coming from here, B is coming from here, right? As you know, the truth table of XOR gate, it has two inputs. Y is equal to A XOR B. This is the truth table. Inputs, outputs 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. So this is the truth table of XOR gate, right? So now if you apply this combination 1, 1 here, what happens when both inputs are 1, 1, the output is 0. You got sum 0. Again the same inputs are connected here. 1 dot 1, C is equal to A dot B, that is equal to 1. Right? Is this clear? By this way you can verify your design. So this is simple half adder circuit. So what are the advantages it has? The advantages are, it is a very simple circuit. You can add only two single bit numbers, right? The cost is very low. When coming to the disadvantages, so in real-time applications, we have large numbers. We have to add large numbers, right? So here this adder adds only two single bit numbers. So at least it is not going to add carry bit. If carry is obtained when you are adding two single bit binary numbers, the carry is not added to the next significant bit in this adder, right? It only adds two single bit numbers. So that is the disadvantage it has. It adds only disadvantage. Half adder adds only two single bit binary numbers at a time, right? There is no scope to add carry bit. There is no scope to add carry bit obtained from the addition of two single bits. So in order to overcome this disadvantage, this drawback can be overcome by full adder. So in order to overcome this drawback, we are going to design another adder called as full adder. Let us see what is meant by full adder. So full adder is also a combinational logic circuit, right? Full adder is also a full adder. Full adder is also a combinational logic circuit. Step 1, definition. So every time you have to write this. Full adder is a combinational logic circuit which adds or that adds two single bit binary numbers along with carry bit. So at the whole it adds three single bit numbers, right? So I will write directly that two single bit binary numbers along with carry gives us three numbers, right? So I will rewrite the sentence as that adds three single bit binary numbers including carry in at a time. Right? When you are adding two binary numbers, if you obtain a carry, that is added to the next significant bit, right? So that is including, so finally the full adder is a combination logic circuit that adds three single bit binary numbers at a time, right? So it has three inputs designated as A, B and C in. So that bit I am representing as C in. And there are only two common outputs in addition, two outputs designated as S, and here we have taken C in here. So in order to differentiate, I will represent this output as carry out, sum and carry out. So this is in full form sum, this is in full form carry out, right? As there are three inputs, as there are three inputs, there will be 8 possible combinations right. Let us go to next one, logic diagram. So this is full adder. How many inputs it has? 3 inputs, A, B, C, N. Next, it has only 2 outputs. They are S and C out. These are outputs. These are inputs, right? So we call this as logic diagram of full adder. This is the second step. What about the third step? Truth table. So truth table contains only truths. So inputs, you write at one column. Inputs are A, B, C, right? Outputs are 2, S and C out. So based on 3 inputs, how many possible combinations you will get? 8. They are 0, 0, 0, like 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square. The value of this is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1 double 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. Right? Now let us see how we are writing the outputs, just adding. So if you add 0 plus 0 along with carry in bit 0, what is the sum? 0. What is the carry out? 0. 0, 0, 1, sum 1, carry 0. 0, 1, 0, sum 1, carry 0. 0, double 1, sum 0, carry 1. 1, double 0, sum 1, carry 0. 1, 0, 1, sum 0, carry 1. 1, 1, 0, sum 0, carry 1. Now come to this 1, 1, 1. I am adding 1, 1, 1. So 1 plus 1, sum 0, carry will be 1. Again that carry is added with this bit. 1 plus 1, sum 0, carry 1. So finally what you will get is, for adding 1 plus 1 plus 1, sum will be 1, carry will be 1. So sum 1, carry 1. Right? So for the combination 1, 1, 1, sum will be 1, carry will be 1. So this is 1, this is 2, decimal value 3, decimal value 4, decimal value 5, decimal value 6, decimal value 7. Right? So this is the truth table. By looking at the truth table, what is the next step? You have to obtain the minimal expressions. Fourth step is obtain minimal expressions. Fourth step, obtain minimal expressions. So what is the expression for sum? Sum is equal to summation of minterms. 1, 2, 4, 7. 1, 2, 4, 7. C out is equal to summation of minterms. 3, 5, 6, 7. 3, 5, 6, 7. Let us simplify this. S is equal to, I will write in expanded form. What is 1? A bar, B bar, C in plus. What is 2? A bar, B, C in bar. What is 4? A bar, not A bar. A, B bar, C in bar. What is 7? A, B, C in. I have written the SOP expression, or I have written the minterms in expanded form. So look at the common variables in this. What are the common terms in this? Take these two. You have any common term? Yes, A bar you have common. B bar C in plus B C in bar. Now in these two terms, you take A as common, B bar C in bar plus B C in. Right? So this is in the form of A bar B plus A B bar, exclusive form, exclusive OR form. So I will write this as A bar into B XOR C. In the previous itself we have seen XOR gate. The expression of XOR gate is XOR gate expression A bar B plus A B bar. Y is equal to A bar B plus A B bar. Right? So this is in this form. So I have written here B XOR C. That is equal to A XOR B. Right? And here I will write this as, this is in the form of exclusive NOR. XNOR gate is equal to, it is equality detector, XNOR expression. You have to remember all these things. Y is equal to A bar B bar plus AB. A XNOR, the symbol of XNOR is this one, XNOR B. So I will write this B XOR C whole complement. The complement of XOR is XNOR. You can also write this as like this. This is also correct, this is also correct, this is also correct. If you pass the output of XOR gate to a NOT gate, you will get XNOR gate. So I am making use of this now. You can write the XNOR function in all the three forms. All these three forms are correct. I will choose this one. Now the expression is in the form of, again, look at here. You treat this as a variable, a single variable, A bar B plus A B bar. Finally you can write this as A XOR B XOR C. The expression for sum is S is equal to A XOR B XOR C. What is the expression for C out? C out is equal to A bar B C in plus A B bar C in plus A B C in bar plus A B C. Now try to simplify this. What are the common terms you can observe in this? We have only C in bar as common, right? I will take C in as common, A bar B plus A B bar in these two terms. In these two terms, I will take A B as common, C in plus C in bar. You know A plus A bar is equal to 1. Here, I will write here A plus A bar is equal to 1. I am making use of this OR law. Here it will become 1. C in into, this is in the form of A XOR B plus AB into 1, that is equal to AB plus A XOR B into C. This is the expression for carry out, right? Now you take any combination, substitute that combination in these outputs, expressions, you will get these outputs. Suppose, let us example, if I take 0, 1, 1, A, B, C, I will erase this. I will put only expressions. C out is equal to if A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1, C in is equal to 1. If you substitute in this 0 XOR 1 XOR 1. So what is the output you will get based on the function of XOR gate? For unequal inputs, the output of XOR gate will be 1. So you have unequal inputs here, right? 0 XOR 1 is 1. 1 XOR 1 will be 0. See, we have only 2 input XOR gate. We have studied only 2 input XOR gate. So I will XOR these two variables first. 0 XOR 1 will be 0 XOR 1 will be 1. Again, this 1 is XORing with C, 1. 1 XOR 1 will be 0. So sum you got is 0. What about carry? What is A value? 0. B value is 1 plus A value 0, B value 1 dot 1. So 0 dot 1 is 0 plus 0 XOR 1 is 1 dot 1 is, that is equal to 1. 0 plus 1, that is equal to 1. Carry, you got 1, right? So this is the way to verify the given input variables in the output expressions. So what is the last step you have? You have the last step, draw the logic circuit. I am drawing the logic circuit. Fifth step is draw the logic circuit. First of all, take 3 variables and their complements. This is the simple way to draw the logic circuits. Right? Now look at the expressions of S. S is equal to A XOR B XOR C you have. C out is equal to AB plus A XOR B into C. Right? So first of all, take the expression for sum. Sum is equal to A XOR B XOR C. I will take 2 input XOR gate. First I will connect A, B. Right? Here you will get A XOR B. Next, I will take one more XOR gate. What I will do, I will connect this output. This is A XOR B. A XOR B is the input. And next C. Here you will get A XOR B XOR C. S is equal to. Simple. Next, carry out. In carry you have, first you take one term. This is AND gate. This is XOR gate. This is again Cin. First I am taking A XOR B here. This one. This is one term. This is one term. So this is product, right? I will take AND gate. There are two AND gates. First AND gate is AB. I will connect A. I will connect B. Right? You have again A XOR B. If you are interested, you can again take XOR gate, or else already we got the function here, A XOR B output, right? So you can connect this here. This dot represents connection. So as all these are Y's, so we have another Y here. So there will be a connector. This establishes no connection. This establishes connection. Right? Or if you have any confusion, again you can take XOR gate here. Right? Simply I will erase this. So this is A XOR B directly I have taken. If you have any confusion, you please draw again XOR gate. Right? I will take exclusive OR gate. A, B. Here I got A XOR B again. This A XOR B into Cin gives us A XOR B into Cin. Now this is A dot B. Again what we have to do, these two have to has given to OR gate. Now this is the carry now, final. C out. This is C out. What C out you got? C out is equal to AB plus A XOR B into C. Sometimes in the examination they will give circuit, logic circuit. By looking at the logic circuit you have to write the expression. So C out is equal to, you have AND gate here. What are the variables connected to this? AB. So it will be AB. Next, here we have XOR gate. The variables connected to this is A XOR B. Next, this output is connected as input to AND gate. Again AND gate has another input Cin. So A XOR B into Cin you will get. Finally these two are the inputs to OR gate. So these two will be added. By looking at the logic circuit, you have to write Boolean functions. Sometimes these questions will be asked, or sometimes they will give logic expression. They will ask you to draw the logic circuit. Right? Is this clear? This is the logic circuit. If you want, you can verify. You can take any one of the combination. 1 0 1 I am taking 1 0 1. The complement of this will be 0 1 0. So this is 1 0. 1 XOR 0 will be 1. Again this one connected here. 1 XOR 1 will be 0. Sum you got is 0. So you got for this combination, you got sum 0, S0, and again carry. So this is 1. 1 dot 0 will be 1. Next, this is 1. This is 0. 1 XOR 0 will be 1. 1 dot 1 will be 1. 1 plus 1 will be 1. carry is 1. You can substitute the values in the expression, or else you can substitute the values in the circuit. Right? This is the verification. Any doubts in this? So what are the differences between half adder and full adder? Half adder adds only 2 single bit binary numbers. There is no scope to add the carry bit obtained from the 2 bit numbers. So in order to overcome the drawback, we have designed full adder. Full adder is a combinational logic circuit which adds 3 single bit binary numbers including carry at a time. Carry in, right? So it adds only 3 single bit binary numbers. That is the advantage of full adder, but it also has a disadvantage. The disadvantage is, so in real time we have 4-bit numbers. There are 2 4-bit numbers. We have to add 2 4-bit numbers. How this full adder is going to be add 2 4-bit numbers? It adds only 3 single bit numbers including carry. So in order to overcome these drawbacks, again we have parallel adders. So parallel adders are designed. So parallel adder adds multiple numbers, multiple bit numbers, right? So this is about full adder. If you have any questions, you can ask me. And the next one is very important one. Definitely you will get for your examination. Implementation of full adder using half adders. Logic question. How you are going to design a full adder using half adders? Design or implementation of full adder using half adders. Very important one. This is the logic questions. Most of the cases they will ask the questions logically. In some cases they will ask the direct questions. So very important question. So here we are going to implement full adder using half adders. How it is possible? See, I will explain with the help of block diagrams. So this is half adder. It has 2 inputs named as AB, 2 outputs named as SC, right? These are inputs, these are outputs. What is the expression for sum? Sum is equal to A XOR B. What is the expression for carry? Carry is equal to AB you have. You know this, right? This is half adder. I want to get full adder. In full adder we have 3 variables. What I will do here is, I will take one more half adder. This is half adder 2. I will connect this output as input to half adder, right? And another input I will take C. So what is the output of this now? S is equal to A XOR B, but A is, here you have this one. So S is equal to A XOR B XOR B is this one, C, right? These directions are very important. This direction is nothing but into the circuit. This direction is nothing but out from the circuit. Next, right? You got only some expression, but you have to get carry. So what I will do is, I will make use of this carry. What is the carry expression? We have C. S is equal to A XOR B XOR C in. C out is equal to AB plus A XOR B into C, right? we got this expression. This A XOR B output is connected as input to this, and one more input to this is C in. Finally, the sum will be A XOR B XOR C in. What about the carry? So what is the carry for this? The carry for this is A dot B. A is this one. A XOR B dot B is this one. C in, right? What I will do here is, I will take this one, I will give these two to OR gate. So this one is A XOR B into C in. This one is AB. So finally this is the OR gate. C out is equal to AB plus A XOR B into C. We got the final carry out here. So in order to implement the full adder using half adders, we require two half adders and then single OR gate. So these are the two half adders, and this is the OR gate. See, I will repeat once again. See, first of all, I have taken one half adder. The output of this half adder will be A XOR B and carry is A dot B, right? But the full adder sum contains three variables, that is S is equal to A XOR B XOR C. In order to obtain this, I will connect this output as input to one more half adder. Now this input is A XOR B, right? The other input is C. So half adder sum is equal to A XOR B. A is this one now. B is this one. A XOR B, this is one part. This is B. This is A part. Right? We got the expression for sum. What about carry? So the carry out expression of this half adder is AB. A is this one. A. B is this one. Right? What I will do next, in order to obtain the carry C out is equal to AB plus A XOR B into C in, simply I will add these two carries. The carry of first half adder, the carry of second half adder. Half adder 1, half adder 2. These two carries of half adder are added, so that here this is AB, AB plus this is A XOR B into C. We got final carry out of full adder. C out is equal to AB plus A XOR B into C. So this is very important question, either for 5 marks or 10 marks. So in order to implement the full adder using half adders, two half adders and a single OR gate is required. Any doubts in this? No doubts? So shall we move to next topic, parallel adders? Let us see parallel adders. Parallel, binary, or parallel adders. So it is, parallel adders are also combination logic circuits, right? It adds numbers, the given numbers parallelly, that is all the bits are added at a time. Parallel adders or combinational logic circuits that adds the given numbers parallelly. In parallel. All the bits are added at a time, right? So these parallel adders are designed using full adders. In order to design n-bit parallel adder, n full adders are required, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, right? For example, four-bit parallel adder, four full adders are required, right? So parallel adders are the combination logic circuits that adds the given numbers in parallel form, that is all the bits are added at a time. So these parallel adders are designed using full adders. So in order to design an n-bit parallel adder, n full adders are required. So for example, if you want to add two 4-bit numbers parallelly, so you have to design 4-bit parallel adder. These 4-bit parallel adder contains 4 full adders, right? In order to design 4-bit parallel adder, 4 full adders are required. So let us see. Four-bit binary 4-bit parallel adder or ripple carry adder. 4-bit parallel adder or 4-bit ripple carry adder. So in this case, we are designing a 4-bit parallel adder. So first step, to design 4-bit parallel adder, 4 full adders are needed. See, I will take first 4 full adders here. Full adder, in short form, I will represent FA. It has inputs A, B, C in I will take here. These 3 are the inputs, 2 are the outputs. This is C out, this is S. Like this, I will take 4 full adders. Full adder, 1 output, 3 inputs, some output. S, C out, this is C in, this is A, B bits. Full adder, C in, inputs, S, C out. This is S, this is full add, this is C, this is C out. So as we are designing a adder to add two 4-bit numbers, right? So a number is of 4 bits of size. Like this, there are two numbers. So I will differentiate these with A naught, B naught, and this is C naught. A1, B1, C1 in. This is C naught in, C1 in. Next, this is S naught, this is C naught out. This is visible. This is C1 out. This is S1 out. This is A2, B2, C2 in. This is C2 out, S2, A3, B3, C3 in. This is C3 out, right? What I will do here is, see, I will take the example. This is S3. I want to add these numbers. Let A is equal to 1010. Let B is equal to 0110. This is equal to 10. This is equal to 6. Final answer we have to get 16. So how, let us see. So this is A0, A1, A2, A3. This is B0. I will write here. B0, B1, B2, B3. What will be S0? S0 is equal to A0 plus B0 plus C0 in, right? Is this clear? S0, what is the expression for this? Sum A0 XOR B0 XOR C0 in. What is C0 out? C0 out is equal to AB plus A XOR B into C in. This one. A0 B0, A0 B0, C0 in. The sum and carry expressions of this will add. What will be the sum and carry expressions of this? Here you will get A1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. What is the sum and carry expressions of this? A2 B2 C2 in. A2 B2 plus A2 B into C2 in. Right? For this 3 3 3 you will get the expressions for all the full adders. So what is the A0 you have here? I am applying the same inputs here. So A3, A2, A1, A0. A3 is 1, A2 is 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. What is B3? B3 0 1 1 0. C in, you don't have any C naught in initially, it is 0. Initially C naught in is equal to 0. Now substitute all these values here. A naught is 0, XOR 0, B naught is 0, C naught in is 0. What will be sum? You will get 0. So here you got 0. Carry is, this is 0. 0 dot 0 is plus 0 XOR 0 into 0. This is equal to 0 plus 0 plus 0. Carry is 0. Carry is 0. C naught out you got. What I will do here is, I will propagate this carry output to the carry input of next full adder. See, when you are adding here these two numbers, you will got 0 plus 0, sum 0, carry bit you got is 0. You have to add along with the carry bit to the next significant bit, right? Again this carry bit plus this bit, sum 0, carry 1, right? Next 1 plus 0, sum 0, carry 1. This is 1 plus 0 plus, I will write in detail here. This is B3, B2, B1. Sum 0, carry 0, carry bits, right? Next, sum 0, carry 1. Next, sum 0, carry 1. Next, sum 0, carry 1. So, in order to do this, in order to add the carry obtained from the previous addition of 2 bits to the next significant bits, what I am doing, I am connecting this carry out of first full adder to carry in of next full adder. I am rippling the carry, I am propagating the carry out of first full adder to carry input of next full adder. Here also I will do the same thing. Here also I will do the same thing. So why this adder is also called as ripple carry adder? As the carry out of first full adder is connected to carry in of next full adder, there will be a propagation delay. What is meant by propagation delay? Already while discussing the characteristics of the logic families, I have explained you what is meant by propagation delay. The minimum time required to process the inputs and produce the output is called as propagation delay, right? So this carry out is propagated to carry in of next full adder. So thus, in order to happen the same procedure here, based on the same procedure, I have designed this circuit. Now let us see. S naught is equal to 0 I got, C naught out is equal to 0 I got. This 0 is connected to this one, C1 in. Again 0 XOR 1 XOR 1. 0 XOR 1 is 1, right? 1 XOR 1 is 0. You got sum 0, carry is 1. Or else if you have any confusion, just you substitute these values here. A1, B1, C1 in, right? This is C1 in is equal to 0. So A1, B1, 1, 1, 1. A1 is equal to what you have? Here you have 1 XOR 1 XOR C1 in is 0. 1 XOR 1, 0, 0 XOR 0, 0. Next 1, 1, we'll write here C1, that is equal to 1 dot 1 plus 1 XOR 1 into 0. That is equal to 1 XOR 1 is 1 dot 1 is 1 plus 1 XOR 1 0 into 0. That is equal to 1. Right? You got carry as 1. Again this carry is propagated to this carry out of second full adder is propagated to carry in of next full adder. This one appears here. Again 1 XOR 0 XOR 1, sum 0, carry 1. You substitute next case. This is 2, B2, C2 in, A2, B2, A2, B2, C2 in. So what is A2 you have? 0, B2 is 1, C2 in is 1. 0 XOR 1 XOR 1, 0. Next you have A2, B2, 1 dot 0 plus 1 XOR 0 XOR 1 dot 1. So 1 dot 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 dot 1. So you will get 1. You got carry out. Again this one has connected as input to the carry input of next full adder. 1 XOR 1 XOR 0, sum 0, carry 1. What is the final answer? Final answer is equal to C3 out, S3, S2, S1, S0. Final answer is C3 out, S3, S2, S1, S0. 1, 4 zeros. In the answer you got 1, 4 zeros. Here also we got 1, 2, 3. By this way you have to design the circuits. So this is the design of 4-bit parallel adder. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Right? So the operation of this adder is fast because all the 4 bits of all the 4-bit given numbers are added simultaneously. That is, all the 4 bits are added at a time. Right? But the disadvantage of this is the propagation delay of parallel adder is more. Even though the operation is fast, when you are propagating the carry of this adder to carry in of this full adder, in order to obtain this final carry depends on this carry input. This carry input depends on this carry out. This carry out depends on this carry input. This carry input depends on this carry output. This carry output depends on this carry input. This carry input depends on this carry output. So in order to obtain the final carry, it requires the propagation delay of advantage. I will write first. Operation is very fast as all the bits are added simultaneously. Disadvantage: propagation delay is high. Propagation delay is high. In order to produce final carry, it requires the propagation delay of 4 full adders. Right? For example, if each full adder has 10 nanoseconds of propagation delay. The propagation delay four-bit parallel adder is 40, that is 4 into 10, that is equal to 40 nanoseconds, or as it has 4 into 10, that is equal to 40 nanoseconds, that is 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 nanoseconds, that is equal to 40 nanoseconds. Even though the operation is fast in case of parallel adders, the disadvantages we have is the propagation delay of a 4-bit parallel adder is more. So in order to overcome this drawback, again we have a carry look ahead adders, right? Any doubts till now? So for your practice problem, note down this: design a 6-bit parallel adder design 6-bit parallel adder and explain with an example. You have to design the 6-bit parallel adder by taking 6 full adders, and you have to take two 6-bit numbers as an example, and you have to verify and then you have to explain the operation with that example. Okay, thank you.